And we are live. Hello, everybody out there, and welcome to another episode of Geekgasm. And we got a special guest tonight, Mr. Luke Stone. How are you tonight?
I'm good. How are you guys doing tonight?
Good.
We're doing good.
Yeah,
Can't
thanks for
complain.
having me. This
No
is my
problem.
first time on Geekgasm.
I know it is.
Oh,
Yeah, I've never made it on the show before, so this is
a Geekgasm virgin.
Yeah.
yes, I am.
Poor man.
Please be gentle.
You don't bite.
Not that much, anyway. It's not like it's backer shots. Backer shots gets
Right, yeah, backer shots kind of got a little rough.
Even though I am drinking tonight.
I've been on a few streams that have gotten kind of wacky, and so it's. I think those have prepared me for anything that could happen tonight. So
I don't know if we had the full panel tonight. I don't know. You might feel a little uncomfortable.
Well, no, we'll try. We'll
I don't really ever feel uncomfortable. More embarrassed. Like I think I think some things can I can get a little bashful.
It depends on the questions Marion throws at us.
Yeah.
He likes to throw like troublemaking questions.
Well, I expect nothing less from Varian. I mean, that's kind of his. Anybody that knows Varian knows he likes to stir the pot a little bit.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And trust me, the questions today don't disappoint.
Oh, okay,
Right.
that's good.
Sweet.
That's good. Well, how about a round of introductions first?
Well, we'll hit the intro first. And
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that would help too.
Do we
Before we forget, we're just not hanging out online right
Yeah.
now.
There we go.
welcome back. I am Lola, your indie princess, and I am the host of Geekgasm. I am the EIC over at indievolt.com and the creator and writer of Lore. And tonight, I have Miss Daphne Lage.
Hello.
How are you?
Good. I'm good. I'm awake. Hello, everyone. My name is Daphne Lage, and I'm a cartoonist, illustrator, and comic book artist from New York. I have been self-publishing comics since 1992, and I am known for the funny animal fantasy Tall Tales and my medieval soap opera fantasy drama, Ego Raven, Heir of the First Unicorn, currently on Kickstarter right now. And you can read both my comics online at talltalesonline.com, that's TAILS, and egoworks.com, EGOWORKS. And you can also check out all my videos on how I make these comics on YouTube at Daphne Lage, LAGE Art.
Awesome. And Luke, how are you?
Well, I'm good. I'm Luke Stone. I'm the writer and artist behind a book called Hybrids: The Sons of Gods. I also work on a book called Voodoo Nations, which will be launching on Kickstarter soon, within a few weeks. And you can find out all of that other good stuff about me over at LukeStoneStudios.com. I have a tendency to forget most of those things, and so I just stick them all in one spot. Go to LukeStoneStudios.com. You can find my social media, my YouTube, and all that pertinent information. And so sign up for the mailing list. Buy my book.
Yes,
Sounds about right.
Absolutely.
I think I say that in my sleep, actually.
Yeah. Well, after as many podcasts as you've been doing this week, yes.
Yeah.
Buy my book. Hello, everybody. My name is Varian Grant. I've been making comics since 2008. Destroying the industry one year at a time. That's me. And I'm the man at the desk. I'm the man at the man in the chair on this show. I get to click all the buttons and mute people and say, no, I don't want that said. I control the narrative. It's me. And I'm also putting $5 down to Lola right now. $5 bet that her microphone, she's been picked up by her camera and not her mic. I'm willing to bet her money.
That might be because I know that's happened to me a couple of times too. Yeah. Give me $5.
I'm willing to bet her money.
The man behind the curtain knows, huh?
I'm listening to her audio and I'm like,
It said my mic was on.
Right.
The light on my snowball is on. It told me it was on, but it's not, obviously.
well, now it's on.
So now it should be,
Now it's
because
on.
now the echo's gone. Yeah, that's
I'm listening to her audio and I'm like, that's not right. What's going on?
You still kind of have an echo. But...
Well, yeah, now it's the one I'm used to.
Right. Yeah.
it's like that's the type of lack of quality I'm used to around here. That's the McDonald's I like.
We're the McDonald's of comics. Is that No.
Over 100 billion offended.
Right. Yes. Okay.
Speaking of offended.
Okay.
Guys, you prepared. Luke, did you pick one to come on?
Well, yeah, okay. Like
I said, he has nothing to worry about me and Lola, but you, on the other hand, you're the troublemaker.
Yeah. Luke is the version of Geekgasm, so.
Yeah, this is from Gacy. And Gacy says, hello, ladies. I'm writing into Geekgasm because you guys will actually, this is really mean, dude. You guys will actually go in depth on the topic rather than those clown asses on Indie Vote Live.
We try, sir. We try. If you're sir, we try in general. Not assuming anything here right now. Gacy. Yes.
I'm one of those clown asses, sir.
Right, yes.
or ma'am.
He's
okay.
Yeah.
Person. I'm offended. Anyway, actually,
Varian is the crown prince. Yes.
Yeah. But they go on to say,
okay,
I'm having issues finding a publisher for my comic that deals with fetishism in regards to familial incest.
Oh, okay.
There was
Look at Luke's face.
Nice.
It's a fandom thing. I was just reading about this the other day. But go ahead.
I don't shy around it. I don't shame it. In fact, my comic kind of puts it in a, I don't know what word they're trying to say, but I guess they're trying to say in a positive light and actually examines it. It's about the love between a brother and a sister. And
where's people from?
It's fandom.
and how that love translates and forms and shapes their lives. But I found publishers are too chicken shit to carry it.
I don't know if that's the term.
Yeah.
I have an adult publishing company and I won't touch it.
Right? I mean, it's yeah. I mean, I knew someone from Kentucky who was into that stuff.
See?
I did have a cousin who had the hots for one of our other cousins, and it for the better part of 2 hours, myself and my nieces and nephews were all like, "Listen, you realize this is
this is not right.
Like this is like a whole other level of like weird, right? Like I don't care. Like you could be into feet, you could be, I've heard about these furry things. You there's all sorts of stuff that you can. I mean, but your cousin,
in the right place.
The cousin thing. That's a little.
Have babies with two heads.
I'm pretty sure you're gonna go to hell for that one.
Yeah, it bought the families off limits. I'm even to the point where I've gotten so bad, like family by extension of marriage. Ill.
Like sister-in-law or mother-in-law or something like that.
Yeah, like cousins by marriage.
Like
wrong.
Yeah.
If like when I realized how much like Lola starts to look like some of her family, I'm like, ill. That's how bad it is. It's like you sound to look like your cousin. Ill.
So let me say this, and I am an expert in no way, shape, or form on any of these topics. But I think the reason why publishers are why they shy away from that topic, even though they may go into some other more taboo things, is because that's extremely taboo.
Yeah.
And it it kind of runs a line where even people in a more taboo community might cancel you. So it's you really run a lot of risk there, because the majority statistically of child abuse comes from familial figures, and so you really run into a lot of issues with that, no matter where you tread, like even if you're like being very careful. I think that's why a lot of more mature audiences even shy away from that. Why it's the the dark corner of even those things. So
really, what market are you hoping to get to, Gacy? I'm not sure that.
Well, that's the thing that I was reading about for a bit. It's a popular fandom trope, especially in anime. So so it's like me personally, I'm so not into that, and the thing is that I can understand publishers not wanting, like, there's a lot of taboo subjects that I can see a lot of publishers not touching, in that, in and of itself, I have to agree with Dan Savage when he got a letter from a guy who was having sex with his sister, and I guess he was looking to Dan Savage for approval, and instead what Dan Savage says is like, stop being lazy and get your own girlfriend. It's like he looked at it as like, look, just because she's in the house with you, it's like, stop being lazy, just because she's there, go out and make the effort and get a girlfriend. I kind of have to go with that. But in terms of finding a publisher, especially nowadays, you're going to be really, really hard pressed.
Yeah.
That literally, I mean, it's like, like I said, it's a fandom. It's a really popular fandom trope. So I don't know what your book, like the context of what you're writing this story in, and it's like, and I'm not going to make any value judgment on it. I mean, I'm just talking about it as a trope, and but yeah, you're in for a tough time if I'm just gonna say that, and look, I draw furry porn, so and I usually get a tough time with that, without getting even more tropey and nichey, so you're in for a tough time. Don't be surprised if you try to like put this on crowdfunding, you get a hard time with that too.
I was gonna say my best advice would just be your own publisher at that rate.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. And clearly, like, that's not my field at all.
Right.
But I have published some stuff, and so I would say, raise the money any way you can with the crowd that you can. Maybe crowdfunding may not even be the right way to go, but
it might.
But self-publish that thing.
Yeah, I mean, some of the weirder advice that I could give is like maybe open up an OnlyFans and put that on there. I mean, like
They
I said,
don't allow it.
They don't. All right, so there you go. So yeah, you're in for
what? Even OnlyFans doesn't allow it, huh?
Right? Yeah, because it's one of those things. It's like, because even when you're looking up specific videos on YouTube, on a RedTube actually, it's like it's usually the type of, it's like they're kind of sort of not. It's like they're kind of budget. It's kind of like, oh, don't worry, she's my stepdaughter type of thing. It's like, oh, he's not. It's like we're it's like the whole, we're only cousins by marriage, not blood. It's like they really kind of skirt around that issue.
The only person that I ever heard refer to their stepdad as stepdad was Lola. Like, she called him like stepdad. That was his name, stepdad.
Reminding him every day.
Yes, she
not
was
a real father.
She'd even tell him, "Love you, stepdad."
I didn't like him.
Well,
You would tell him. So when you told him, "Love you, stepdad," was that condescending, or was it you trying to be nice?
Being nice.
Yeah, that's like a
smart ass.
hard boundary right there.
Yeah.
You know,
You know,
this
there's
is who
another-
you are.
There's another thing we're not mentioning here. I think the reason why people shy away from that is because it is illegal.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
it
Yeah,
is
well,
illegal.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
that's true.
it's
You know,
it's you know familiar familial
yeah,
porn.
yeah.
It's a word that's a thing I didn't think I was going to say tonight. Is on par with child pornography and things like
Yeah.
that. It's
And if
that
she's
illegal.
got,
That's what
he
people stay
or
away from
she's got the brother sister thing going on.
Yeah,
They could be underage.
it. Yeah,
right.
it's
Yeah,
so
which
bad.
yeah, again, it's a lot of weird fandom tropes, and it's like, yeah, you're in for a hard time.
And then you risk romanticizing it. I just today was told that in the new one of the new comics, and this is just my personal opinion. I think some of the writers now are so obsessed with sexuality in comics and who's banging who, and it's lazy writing in a way because they just
Well, yeah,
Doctor Doom proposed to his girlfriend while she's got herself a belly full of Johnny Storm's. Johnny's actually hiding, in the bed, like.
oh
It's like,
boy.
what the heck
I
is
mean,
going
it's,
with
and,
my
and these
comics?
are supposed to be mainstream comics that they pretend they sell to children. So
Yeah,
like,
right. And they're turning this stuff into
right,
like 90210 or something like that.
Yeah.
right.
some
Like
soap opera.
yeah, it's
Do you remember when it used to be like, oh no, the world's gonna explode in 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Versus now, some character staring at their pregnancy test like, I don't know who. I slept with 8 superheroes last night. I don't know who they are. It's
Jerry,
It's weird. It's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, look, I have nothing against, sexuality in comics, in art. It's just, this is just another aspect of our lives. It's a way a lot of people bond, so I think like pretending it doesn't exist, is wrong.
Mhm.
But there's a time and a place for everything.
Right.
And to tell you the truth, it's like mainstream Marvel and DC comics are not where I would look to go for that type of storytelling.
Yeah.
It's like,
I think you're gonna be hard. You're gonna have a hard time, and I
Right.
think the panel's advice is do it yourself, put it out, but do not be surprised. Prepare
Right.
yourself for
Yeah.
the backlash.
You're going to get because I mean, look, it's like I said, it's a fandom trope I see a lot. It's big in anime. And the people who are into that get a lot of crap for that too.
Mhm.
Even though we're talking about, these are adults doing, adult content for other adults, and it's lines on paper. I get it, but if you're looking to kind of like legitimize your publishing, you're in for a rough time.
Yeah, it's going to be rough, and even if you take that to conventions, there's going to be people that ostracize you. Use assumed names. Don't if it's something that you have to produce. I mean, and you want to produce other things. You'll be known as the as the
Right.
incest person.
Yeah.
There's a joke I liked. I don't remember the joke exactly, but it's like it's two guys in a bar talking, and they're like, oh, it's like, you see that boat out there? I built that boat. It's like, but do people know me as the boat builder? No. It's like, oh, you see that car? I restored it from scratch. Oh, but you think people would know me as, oh, you're the car restorer guy.
Mhm.
But man, you fuck one sheep.
Now you're the sheep screwer.
And that's kind of how it goes. So it's
Mhm.
like, it's like, oh, you did that comic.
Yeah.
And the salt keeps pouring tonight. The salt keeps pouring tonight
Okay.
because this one here is from Michael, and Michael says, I've been trying to start a production company for films that centers around making films based on independent comics.
Hmm.
I can't offer much, maybe $500 to $1,000 for the rights to these projects, but I've been turned down
Yeah.
by every creator.
Yes, of course.
He says that creators in indie comics are not helping their fellow indie creators in film by giving us the material or letting us option the material to make these films. What the fuck? And
Actually, what the fuck is $1,000?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean, sorry. I mean, it's like, you know, you're asking us to give you the rights to our property for pennies, you
Yeah.
know, and we're not interested. We're not that desperate. Just because we're independent comic book creators and publishers doesn't mean we're desperate to see our stuff in different mediums.
yes, I'm quite rich.
I hope Michael is, it's Mike, right? Mike?
Yeah.
I hope to God Mike is listening tonight. Because Daphne's absolutely correct. That is, when someone options the rights to do animation or video or anything like that to a thing, usually that contract means that I can't option that anywhere else.
Yeah.
You get sole owner, you get the sole right to do that for
Yeah.
X amount of years.
Mhm.
And that right there, for $500 to $1,000, you've just screwed that creator from ever being able to have an opportunity to go above where you're at. If you really want to help, what you do is you have to work out some kind of a contract where it is a mutually beneficial scenario, where you are not where that creator is not locked into you. Like, you get to create some film based on their IP, but at the same time, you're working together to maybe option that at a bigger for a bigger deal or a better deal somewhere else. Kind of like what some of the independent publishers will do. They will help out a new IP that's trying to get out there. They'll help them get to where they're going. But if another opportunity with a bigger publisher comes along, they have it in the contract where they pass that over, and then they have the rights to produce for a number of years, whatever. Mm-hmm. Or to distribute whatever it is they had printed for that creator. So you need to maybe take a look at some of those other options, and then maybe you'll get creators that want to jump on board. If you're coming right in and say, "Hey, I can give you $1,000 for your IP so that I can use it," and that's not going to work.
The other thing that a lot of creators that he has to understand is that a lot of creators get scared because they're thinking, "Man, if I let you get my film for $1,000, one, how many years are you optioning it? And is the film going to be any good?
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to go out here and ruin it?"
Right.
So
yeah.
Another studio who might be bigger comes along and says, I won't touch that property for 10-foot pole.
And I've heard of stories like that too, where a more of a, and mind you, it's like the way people do I've seen people do fan films for decades on YouTube, and people do like their own animation. So it's not like I'm assuming the quality is automatically going to be bad. But the thing is, though, it's like, I've heard of stories like that where it's like people like they license their IP out to something like really low budget and really low quality, and it does taint the water for larger companies to look at it and take it seriously.
Mm-hmm. Which is why a lot of those studios, a lot of big studios, they kind of go in and one or two things happen. One, they say, "Please don't do this to a particular brand."
Yeah.
And the other time, now, Michael, you could be a very talented filmmaker.
Yeah.
And you could be doing like Bat in the Sun-esque quality material, which is like really high-end fan films.
Yeah.
And then people get scared about that because they're like, "Oh, we have something in production that's damn close to that." And when you put something out, sometimes you minimize where they can go because you could have a legitimate suit in against them. Like, "Hey, I did that in my movie. You stole that from me."
Mm-hmm.
Definitely, you had someone who wanted to give you some ideas of where to go with. Was it Eagle Raven or Tall Tales? And you were like, la, 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 I can't hear it.
Right. Right. Yeah. Someone on one of my streams had sent me comments where they were like coming up with fan theories.
Yeah.
And I was like going, "Oh, I can't read that." You know, because it's like, even though technically, JD has the story already worked out, it's like, I don't want to be influenced by anything, but feel free to take those ideas and create like a fan version, like, come up with your own characters and take those concepts and run with it. Mm-hmm. It's just that in our Tall Tales universe, we can't touch them. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Michael. In the meantime, though, Michael, listen, you can just put together screenshots and videos from like stuff from RedTube and make a pretty good copy of lore. You won't need to. You won't need to do anything. Just that'll be rather simple.
That might be something else that he does. In order to prove his ability to produce, he's going to have to work with at least one or two creators.
Yeah.
If you've tried to like, hey, I'll do something and it won't, let's just do like a 5-minute short or a 10-minute short, of your IP. If people are telling you no to that, you're probably not any good. I hate to say that because, early on when I was in my comic stuff, I would offer to do comics for free. Hey, I'll draw that for free. And people were turning free down.
Right.
And that let me know that I needed to practice a whole lot, because if they're willing to pay someone for that rather than have me do it for free, then that means I'm not as good as I think I am. But if someone's willing to let you to do like, hey, I'll let you practice and we'll make it. And if I'll let the creator use that as a promotional tool and you use it as a promotional tool. If something happens, with it, then all well and good. But if not, you've gotten some practice. There's no harm, no foul. Right.
And also it's like, this is not directed at the writer. Oh, what was his name again? I forgot. Yeah, this is not directed at him completely, but there seems to be like a trend in a lot of the letters that you get sometimes. And it's like, you guys really need to chill with the entitlement towards creators and our content. Just because we're it's like, we're producing this stuff and we have, this content that you guys are eyeballing, that doesn't entitle you to anything. And especially it doesn't entitle you. You think that just because you're throwing, a couple of bucks at us, that we're supposed to give you this stuff. And it's like, no, we don't have to do anything with you. And it's like, and that's also that's a little attitude that's kind of a put off too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because it's like, you could probably go to somebody and collaborate on something, where, it's like, there's just something, it's like, oh, let's do, it's like Luke said, let's do a 5-minute something or a promo or something that we're both benefiting from. Like, you're practicing video skills and I'm getting a promotional thing. And maybe we'll have fun. And, but don't come at us saying that, oh, we're not helping you by not, giving you stuff. And it's like, no, we don't have to.
The first thing I thought about is when you mentioned that is, what, go to some of these creators and say, hey, I have an idea. When are you launching your next campaign? Why don't I do the video for you? We'll put some live action stuff.
Oh yeah, that would be I've seen some really creative stuff on some Kickstarter videos. Like
I've been trying to find an animator that will partner to do like a 10-minute, like 5 to 10-minute short of the hybrid universe. Like just that first issue. It's like, let's just animate like part of that first issue. I think that would be fun if we did that.
Right. Yeah. Oh, kind of like those Kirby's, like those Kirby cartoons back in the day, or is it more like, you want to find somebody actually animating?
Well, I want to find somebody actually animating the thing, to make it look good. And then, if it works as like a screen test, then maybe we try to market this thing, and if you're an animator and you can animate that thing and you did a good job, then we can sell it to a streaming service, we're like, hey, we've already got an animation studio lined up. Here's what we've got. We've got voice actors lined up. We can produce this thing. Yeah. We just need to sell it to a streaming service. Yeah. So trying to partner with someone like that, that's what I did with the game. I partnered with Nick to develop a role-playing game for this latest campaign. And, he and I have put a lot of work into it, and it's going to come out, and we're going to both benefit from the, from its existence, so if you really want to partner, that's how you do it.
Yeah, that's a good way to partner up with somebody. You just find a mutually beneficial way to, get in there and partner up, and so it helps both parties. Now let me see here. Okay, there's the next question. All right, prepare yourselves. Okay. This one isn't that bad. That's okay.
All right.
Don't worry. And this one is about children who like to draw. So both my children love drawing. In fact, they're competing to see who is the best artist.
Wow.
I am actually starting to get more and more involved with the competitions, buying art materials and telling them, hey, whoever does 4 pages, 5 pages of their comic can get the new pack of erasers I have or the new pencils. But lately, some people have come to me and told me that this is not a good idea. What do you guys think?
Wow. Wow.
I kind of like it, Mad Max.
Yeah, it's kind of tough because it's like on one hand, I actually kind of like appreciate that type of encouragement. But on the other hand, you're also kind of messing with kids' self-esteem too when it comes to their artwork, and you can kind of do some damage that way. So I'm a little concerned about that. But because it's like because that was like kind of like the way I was in high school. Where me and my friends, we had like, what I refer to nowadays as the piranha tank, where it's like, we would like get together and we would just like tear each other to shreds just to get, to get artwork done, just to kind of like one up each other.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure if that's something, but the thing is that we were like high schoolers and kind of like working with that energy. Like it was kind of like a consensual competition. To do that with kids though, like I said, I appreciate that you are getting involved, but I think that you shouldn't allow them to compete with each other because they kind of know their boundaries with each other. But as a parent figure, it kind of gets a little awkward because it's like now it's like they stop competing with each other and now it's like they're looking for your approval. And I think that that's kind of where you get that you really kind of like should step like don't it's like don't offer prizes, like encourage encourage their little artistic pushing themselves artistically, but don't feed into that competition because it's like I said, it changes the dynamic of it, and that's where it can kind of get messy.
So there was a Jollibee hopping around in the green room, eating all the food.
Hoppity.
Okay.
I didn't want to overdo the testosterone in the room.
Okay.
You're fine.
So, with that lady, what she needs to do is encourage both of them to produce, but understand if the kids are different ages, one's going to develop faster than the other one.
Yeah.
But you never know how talent is going to focus. The real focus here for the kids is to work on their stories and stretch their imagination out and learn how to take what they're seeing in their head and putting it down on paper. That is so important, no matter what the artistic level is. The key point is getting the kids to express themselves through comics and through the paper.
Yeah,
because that level just grow. Once they figure out they have control over that, it'll be like them running their own little kingdoms.
Yeah, something that can happen with kind of negative encouragement. I started putting lines to paper when I was 3 years old, and obviously got better from there. But that was really kind of when I started, doodling, and it just became something that I love to do. I always liked to draw people and comic book characters and things like that, but my mom wanted me to go into something more lucrative, i.e. Commercial art, i.e. commercial art, architecture, things like that, work for Disney, kind of in those realms. But that wasn't anything I was interested in, but she would always encourage me in my art, but she would encourage me in kind of that direction, like all of the encouragement was, if your kids don't want to do pages, then it'll turn them off. That's the thing that you run into. If you encourage them not to like find their own enjoyment in it, like Randy was saying, let them be able to express and create through that. And then they will grow in those areas. So the competition's not, I don't think it's bad, but you do have to be really careful with it.
You just have to be aware the talent levels are going to be different between the kids. That and don't make your kids do comic pages.
Right.
Encourage them, help them out as much as you can, get them the art lessons or supplies that you see that they're going to need, but don't make them sit in the chair and do it, because then it becomes a chore.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's something we run into doing independent alternative comics is once we start doing it and we realize we have to hit deadlines, it's real easy for this to become a job.
Right.
Yeah.
And this is us. And this
jump
is us
away
doing
from
our
being
own
a hobby.
stuff.
Yeah.
This
Just
is
doing
us
our own stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember your first page?
Wow. Yeah.
You see,
Yeah.
I think every comic book artist remembers their first page and like
Oh, yeah.
that white hot fear. When you sit down, you're like, wait a minute. Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah.
I remember how badly I sweated over my first story over a couple of months and pretty much a first marriage.
I was probably 16 years old. I did this. I wasn't able to do anything like professionally. I drew everything on construction, like thicker, like cut in cardstock construction paper. I colored it with pastels. I stapled it together. The story was called Future Defenders of Modern Earth. So we shortened it to F-Dome, and it was terrible.
But it's supposed to be, that's the thing. I mean, it's like nobody is born Athena full grown from the head of Zeus. It's like we all have to start. We have to start sucking in order to suck less, and then we're getting better.
That sounds horrible, Daphne.
Yeah, what's the right show for it? Yeah. You know the Geekgasm model. If at first you don't succeed, suck till you succeed.
Right.
Whose model was that?
See, it's the Geekgasm model.
Oh, okay. Wow. Yes, sir.
Do we have any
No,
more
actually, I think it's you have to suck more to suck less.
Yeah.
Yeah. You'll
That's the current mainstream model, isn't it?
Yeah. We're gonna put these out and see what happens.
Yeah.
Um,
We'll throw it on the wall and see which catches on.
Do we have hybrids pulled up?
No, can you put the link in the progress chat? Daphne too.
Oh,
Hybrids.
okay.
And Zim too. You should put yours in there.
Zim too.
Zim 2.
Zim too.
Zim coin coming soon, by the way. It's gonna be the newest cryptocurrency.
Zim coin.
Yeah. Now is it gonna be Spank on there or a Charlie B? Whose face on the coin?
Oh, it needs to be Spank. Okay.
It has to be. It has to be a spank coin. Yeah.
Yeah, it has to be a Spank coin.
I've got my Zim coin is mooning. Like,
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like it would be his head on the front and his butt on the back.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Perfect. Yeah.
Oh, and
That
to
should just
clarify,
be a coin you make in general.
I was going to say, to clarify, I wasn't trying to be disparaging towards those Kirby tunes.
Oh, no.
They have a nostalgic part in my heart, but if I'm trying to sell my book, I'm for a series, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, look at them. They were coming after you for a while. They were like, "What do you mean the Kirby cartoons?"
Like, sorry guys, geez, crying out loud.
It's not what I meant.
Someone wants to make incest comics. Isn't that about the Kirby cartoons?
Right, yeah, exactly. Yeah. We're trying to be
the
kind.
shocker. That's for the shocker line.
I won't even touch that.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
shouldn't.
they're
just
some
bad.
things.
That's just no.
Yeah, there's just some things. Yeah.
Some things, nope. Yep.
Yeah.
Put the books out. Put them out.
Nope, I won't touch it.
I was like, "Nah, I'm good. I don't want any parts of."
We're all set. We're straight. Thanks.
Yeah. There we go. Hybrids, the sons of gods. But this is the Killing Field Part 1 and 2.
We can fill part 1 and 2, and a remaster issue 1, and a role playing game,
And
and an action figure.
Hey, see, I knew that there was more.
And
That
an
was the
action
player's
figure.
guide for the RPG sampler. And
Yep. So yeah, you get a lot of free stuff with this thing to test it out. I'm even telling people, if you're new to the series and you are concerned about taking a shot at this thing, I am willing to send you a PDF of the first issue, not necessarily the remastered issue, but the first issue and the second issue of what we did, so that you can get a taste of it and want to jump on. There's a lot of, we're offering free shipping to the United States and discounted shipping to the rest of the world. Plus, I have a couple of really cool. If you're brand new to the series, I've got a full digital package for $30 that has every digital thing that I've ever made. So you're going to get the trade paperback, you can get the individual books, PDFs. You're going to get wallpapers, a coloring book that you can use in your favorite coloring programs. You get all kinds of stuff. I mean, just tons of digital goodies for $30. So like, if you're like, well, I don't know if I want to ship this book to me, but I do want to read it. But so yeah, we have a lot of ways to kind of jump in and do that. But
And you get a cosplay pack.
yeah, and I got a cosplay pack for anybody that's really interested in cosplaying some of these ladies. So I've got one for Chlorine and one for Ion. There, you have to read the book to know who they are, but you get the pants, you get the tights, you get the rash guard shirt, you get issue 7, and you get the role playing guide, all for $130 free shipping US or domestic, and a discounted shipping to the rest of the world.
Wow. So it really is. So it's not like you're just offering up designs that you literally have. This is a costume.
Yeah. You get
That's
the start
funny.
of the costume, the pants and the shirt.
Right.
You have to add the belt and the goggles and the gloves and the
Right.
boots and all that other cool stuff to them. But you get the basic parts of the cosplay costume so that you can
funny.
so that you can really rock that thing out.
I want to I want to talk about this for a second, because listen, if I were a filmmaker who just got through saying no one's helping me, why not purchase one of these here and impress said creator with, hey, I made this,
Right.
based on I made this, I'm posting it to my portfolio, but I just want you to see it. If it's good, you think Luke's not going to reach out and say, hey, that looks awesome, let me share it on my content? Hey, you know what? Why don't we make a little something? I mean, there you go, right there. He's giving you access to his characters right there.
Yeah, and you're saying, hey, I'm going to give you $500 to $1,000,
Right.
just so I can use your IP. Well, put your money where your mouth is. Like, buy the books, get a hold of this stuff, start talking to the creator, become a fan. If you're a fan of the IP you're wanting to do, and you want to partner with the creator, you're more likely to get get
collaborate.
Yeah,
collaborate. Yeah.
Now this. I see you got a bunch of tiers here. Jim O'Reilly original art, $200. So
gone, man, gone. Yeah, went quick.
Now, was that was the cover to one of them, correct?
No. He's not. He's doing a commission for me separate from this. You pick your favorite hybrid, and he's going to do a traditional pencil and ink on 11x17 and ship it to you.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
No, you had the was it the cane and white cover? That's what you had.
Yeah, I had a cane and white cover there for the trade paperback, which you can still get caught up with everything here. Now, the cool thing about this particular arc is you don't have to have the first 5 issues of the trade paperback in order to be able to enjoy it. You do need issue 1 or part 1 of the Killing Field to enjoy it, but it's useful. But I guess you don't really have to have it. I try to write the books in a way that every comic is someone's first experience with the series. So I try to make it to where you can pop in and still be able to enjoy it. So if you pick up 1 and 2, it's $20 for part 1 and part 2 of the Killing Field, free US shipping. It is shipped in Gemini mailers, bagged and board. So it's going to get to you safe. And so you can get that for just $20. You can get started with the Killing Field and enjoy that story. So you don't have to have the old ones. But I have a feeling that if you do get part 1 and 2 of the Killing Field, you're going to want to get the Trash Day arc as well.
Now you did a remaster. How much does the remaster change the story?
Well, it doesn't really change per se, but it does add elements to the story that were previously unanswered and it didn't have. So it adds a lot of other nuance to it. So it doesn't change the trajectory to where we're going, but it does enlighten it, enrich it more. It's like salt and pepper on a baked potato. It just makes it better.
I tried to get him to call it to make the pages darker and call it the stone cut, but he would not. He would not go for it. The studio blocked you from releasing the book you wanted to make. Now you have creative control.
Yeah,
you made a narrative there, but you didn't.
But here's what's funny. I owned the studio that produced the first book, but we had such a limited budget as far as being able to produce the pages and to be able to print like larger books and distribute them. Like we're like, oh man, we got to keep this to a 20-page book. So I had to wind up cutting so much of what I wanted to do. I shortened some fight scenes. I took a couple of scenes out. And so when we hooked up with Randy to do the Arrow Comics release for this in August, we decided to, I was like, that's it. I'm remastering this thing. And I was going to change just a couple of pages and add a couple things, but about 85% of the art wound up getting updated. We extended scenes that had been shortened. We put scenes back in that had been cut, and then we wrote a couple of new scenes for it. And so it wound up becoming quite an undertaking that I really was surprised that we were able to pull off in our time frame, but we did, and it was really good. And so what we're doing here is we're doing 100 copies with a holofoil cover, and this is the fan edition of this, so that anyone who's been with us before can get a copy of it and kind of get a early preview before the retail edition comes out in August. And we don't want to step on the retail edition because we want that to be very successful as well. So that's why we're limiting this to so few copies.
Yeah, and that's a hollow foil cover, correct?
Oh yeah, it's gonna be foil. It's shiny, silver foil. It's gonna be beautiful.
I love foil. I don't know if you guys know that. If it's shiny, I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm the same way.
Let me get that shine.
Yeah.
Me too. Yeah, I'm a sucker for shiny stuff.
Yeah. That's why I keep buying like Hyperkind from Clive Barker. Like Lola will tell you, I go into whenever I'm in Second and Charles, I go to the independent section and like all the old like 90s comics, and I'm like, oh, it's Hyperkind. She's like, you've got that issue. I'm like, and I don't have them all. Like that cover is so 90s. It's chrome, it's embossed, and every time I find it doesn't help that every time I find the comic it's like $1 or like 50 cents. But like I think I have like I must have like 40 copies of that comic. I probably have more than Clive at this point. Well, probably yeah. I mean, I gotta have more than Clive at this point. But
Variant's just glad they haven't kicked out an issue of Squirrel Girl in the same cover format.
Right? Yeah.
Oh man, they do that. I do have a Squirrel Girl action figure.
There you go.
Yeah, she has her scooter. She has her squirrels.
Speaking of action figures, I'm only doing 20 of those things.
Yeah, I seen that. Now I'm trying to figure out how to get one for free. But
good luck. Good luck.
There he is, hand painted.
Yeah, hand painted and numbered, and I'm going to sign them. So we're doing 10 of them that are going to be in the completest perk, and then you're going to be able to. There's 10 of them set aside for add-ons. I think we've got 8 of them spoken for already, so there's only 12 left. So they're going pretty quick.
Blister card, clamshell packaging.
Yep.
So it's going to be an action figure you can display. You can keep it in the packaging. You can take it out and play with it. Back in the packaging.
Yeah, and we've toyed around with the idea if we hit 6K, we might go ahead and add a chlorine action figure with him, so that you can get 2 action figures so anyone that gets the action figure will get 2 action figures instead of 1. But that's if we can hit probably around 6K is probably where I'm going to need to be able to do that.
I had a relative ask me, why do you guys, why do you guys want toys? Like, why do comic artists have toys and statues all around? Like, you guys are big kids. And I said, yeah, we are.
My mom's constantly complaining about the amount of stuff that I have.
Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, we are big. Look, I have Megatron, Optimus Prime, and Cyclops on my desk right now. Action figures. I shit you not. Like, and there are times I'll sit at my computer and I'll actually move the arms around. I don't think I've played with them.
Right.
I have did it to make my son laugh. I've said some horrible things as Optimus Prime. Yeah, see, I'm gonna kick your ass, Prime.
Don't disparage me because I know how to keep the whimsy and fun in life, and you're miserable.
Right? Yeah, exactly. It's like it's like all they see is like, what? Why do you have so much junk? And it's like that's a you problem.
Yeah, I say that because I want one of these figures, and I'm gonna figure out a way to get one from Luke. I just have to steal it. Luke, I want to ask you a question. I know you have a show you do same time that we do Livewire, and we have a gentleman that writes in.
No, it's right before Livewire.
Right before,
yeah. And you may have missed the question. I think you might have still been on, or maybe
we went a little long this week. Yeah, we went a little long this week because I normally go until my drink runs out. And it seemed to be bottomless this last week. So we wound up going an hour and 20. We normally go about 40 or 50 minutes. and we wound up going an hour and 20 this week.
We had a gentleman write in, and he's wrote in before, and he's very upset about the cost of these campaigns.
Mhm.
And what he used to write in and say, he wrote in the first time and says, "Yeah, I'll back a campaign, and I'll get the product, and then I'll tell my credit card, oh, this is a fake claim. Nope, I canceled this. I didn't get the product."
He said he was going to back he's backing higher tiers now.
Well, now, yes, he's backing higher tiers. So now he'll come into your campaign, he'll back something like a $200. Was it $200?
$400 is what he said.
Yeah. He'll back something like this $200 tier. Wait till he gets it, and then say it arrived damaged. Tell the credit card company get his money back because he says we're charging too much. It's our fault he's doing this.
Well, he shouldn't have said that because number one, that's fraud.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So the credit card company is going to catch him on that. And whenever anyone backs something at a higher tier, there's tracking and insurance on those things.
Yeah.
You've got to go through all the proper chains to say that was damaged. And okay, granted, he might think that some these things are too expensive, but $200 for original art plus the book, that's not bad. That's free shipping to the US,
Yeah.
$150 for nine books and some original art and some and an action figure, that's not bad.
No.
Also, it has less to do with him saying, "Oh, this is so expensive," as it is that he thinks he's being clever. It's like, no, dude, you're being an asshole, and you know it. It has nothing to do. You're just trying to come up with the excuse as to why you're doing this.
You can buy this book. So I've got just the book itself. You can buy it for $15. Free shipping to the United States, and that is 36 pages of content. And if we can hit a certain backer goal, we're going to add even more pages to it. So
but in the end, he's not really complaining about spending $15 on a comic. He's set up a little con where he's getting $200 worth of stuff for free.
Yeah.
Because he's pissed because he's saying that we charge
he's not really right. So he would rather go through the effort of scamming people out of $200 than not buy a $15 comic. He's not pissed. He's not pissed. He just think he's being cute and clever.
Yeah, but you also have to
bragging to us that he does that.
Yeah, and you also have to understand that the purpose of crowdfunding. You're getting a special edition version of that book. You might get it on a comic shelf for $4.99 a few months later, but you're getting a special edition of that book with all the extra add-ons and all of the stretch goals and the little perks and all the little tchotchkes that we throw in there. You're getting all of that because you're helping make the book. Yeah. You're part of the process. You're part of the production team now. That's what the crowdfunding's for.
Right. And also you can't hold us to the same standard you hold us to multi-billion-dollar conglomerates who could sell their books for a lot cheaper and decide not to. I mean, it's like we don't have the same print runs as a Marvel or a DC. So it's like we couldn't offer our books cheaper even if we wanted to.
Yeah.
Not without sacrificing quality or a lot of things to get it to that price. And even then it wouldn't be worth it for us to put it out. So you're not going to crowdfunding to buy something you could just easily get for $4.99 at your local comic book shop.
Yeah. Luke, I want to ask you one last question about your character designs because where do you get the ideas? Because this is actually from Indie Boat Radio, but this is a question for everyone. But I'll aim it to you first. Where do you come up with your ideas for your character designs? Are you influenced by movies, or it has come to you? How does that work?
They're just ideas I have in my head. I'll start out by sketching a character and then just start putting things on there that look cool. And then if it gets too complicated, I'll scale it back because I know I've got to draw it a bunch of times.
That is something to keep in mind.
Yeah, it's like, I'm never going to remember how many how many scales are going to be on this piece of armor or something. So I need to put that back a little bit. I've got to draw this thing like 100 times. So
it was when I started doing the little tipsy comic for the Flit paper. At first I started off, I'll do this. This is not a problem. It's a monthly thing. And then I got smart. I said, well, I know what I'll do. I'll draw a bunch of them. Now, I learned very quickly, like, wow, this is a lot of work, because you gotta come up with a gag, and you only have like 3-4 panels to do the gag in. And it started getting to the point where it was like, man, I'm really going in here detailing all this. This strip is going to be read in 2 seconds, giggle, and then gone. Right. Person's just moving on. So you start trying to get faster, and details fall by the wayside. So you start making things more simplistic. Mm-hmm. Not less detailed, but simplistic. So Tipsy's eyes, instead of these full-fledged eyes of, retinas and all that stuff, it started to become these little button eyes. Even the characters based on me, he got the same type of eyes. His appearance got streamlined. All of a sudden he was wearing, t-shirts instead of these collared, these nicely detailed collared shirts. And it's weird watching that. But I'll tell you something else about the editor over there at Flint Comics. I thought I was being cool. I said, here's 2 strips. This will save me 2 months. That guy ran both of them.
I had the space. I ran them. I'm not.
That's why you hold those books or those strips until you need to deliver them.
I'm not sorry.
Yeah, he's not sorry either. He ran them both. I was like, well, there goes my vacation. It was cool though. I loved seeing myself printed on, believe it or not, on newsprint. I loved it. Man was a big ego boost. I'd take like 3 or 4 of them and go around. I don't know if you've seen this, but I'm in there. But that was really cool. But I'm glad that you said that you do you try to decrease in detail. Daphne, how about you?
It's a combination of just this is the mess that's in my head, and I just putting it down on paper. But also I'm heavily influenced by a lot of media, by books, by movies, other comics. I mean, it's like I like to say that Ego Raven especially is an Easter egg book, because it's like I love putting Easter eggs to everything that I like in my books. I mean, if you saw my posts on Facebook, I was talking about how in Tall Tales, if you have the complete volume, there's a hidden Ariel, from Little Mermaid in the book. So it's like, and it's like there's an entire scene that's based on Pirates of the Caribbean, the ride at Disney World, and it's in the book, and it's like you just have to find it. But it's like, so I enjoy that type of like referencing media, because that's what influences me. So I like to, I guess, like to give back to that by sprinkling it all over my work. And yes, there is a hidden area in Tall Tales. So
with Tall Tales, what I like about it is that you have
what? You're muted. You're muted, sir.
Muted.
When you have Tall Tales.
Sorry, he sent me something that was just hilarious.
I keep sending her all these memes I have, but now I have a question for you, because this is what we need to get down to.
All right.
We need, I don't know if you know this, how much the world needs this.
Okay.
We need Tall Tales and hybrid cereal. You guys need to cross promote on that.
I have a body pillow.
No, we need cereal.
Oh, cereal.
No, I joke about this.
Well, okay, so I have a body pillow that you can lie on and next to while you're eating hybrid cereal.
There we go. I say that because
do you have is it a waifu pillow?
Yeah, it is.
I've had someone ask for a waifu pillow of Chlorine.
Yeah, no, I have 4 of them. I have 4 of them. If you go to if you go to my store, if you go to egoworks.com, go to the store, the pillows are there. Yes.
Definitely, I'm gonna have to talk to you, because I've been asked about making pillows for.
Oh yeah. I have I can definitely send you the info.
Okay. See, wait a minute. See, no, Indie Princess, no. You're not making. They don't want pillows. They want you on the pillow. They want a print of Indie. No, absolutely not.
You can also have silicone implants put into the pillow.
I was going to say those might not be the pillows that they were talking about.
Those are definitely the pillows they're talking about.
Luke, I got a last question for you about this. So, because I'm looking at these are some of the pages that I think you touched up some of these since I last seen them.
Yeah, these are some remastered pages. Now there are remastered pages, brand new pages, and some of the old pages all mixed in there at that little bit there. So you can kind of see how it still flows from the original to what's been added.
I used to think the Trash Man was Luke. Trash Man here, I used to think that character was based on Luke, but now I realize it's not. That guy right there screaming on his phone, that's Luke.
That's me. Yeah, that's me.
That's Luke. That is.
Yeah. That guy is that. Oh.
By the way, I forgot. I need to credit, and before I get off this campaign, I want to also, it'll be in the next week's credits. I forgot to credit everyone that Luke is actually the writer of the new Indie Volt theme song.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys heard it last week on yesterday on Indie Volt Live Wire.
I missed it.
But yeah.
You can play it if you want.
Play it, because I didn't see it.
Okay, give me a second. I will.
You see, this is to go back to that question. This is what collaboration gets you.
Yeah, well, it's Luke has a funny story about the collaboration. He does it better than I do.
We'll have to switch brands.
No.
No, you load it in.
I guess
Well, now you know.
It'll be a lot. Okay. Let me. You don't mind if I switch brands, are you, Lola?
No, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I'll switch brands here. Oh my God, it's Indie Volt.
That's weird.
But he has I'll let Luke tell how this collaboration came about.
Yeah. So I wake up Tuesday morning at 7:00, and I see there's this message from Varian that had come in at like 4:00 in the morning. He's like, Luke! Exclamation points out the wazoo. And he goes, I need your help. Like yesterday, I need a new original music with lyrics for the Indie Volt intro, and I need it yesterday. And I'm like, I started chuckling because it's like 7:00 in the morning. So I messaged him. I was like, yeah, I said, all right, so what are we talking about? And he's like, oh, I want it to be like AC/DC and like all this stuff. And he goes, I know I'm asking you to like do the paint the Sistine Chapel, but sorry, I need it. And I'm like, all right. So I message him and I ask him, how long does it need to be or whatever. And he responds like immediately. And he never does that. And I'm like, this guy's been up all night long. Like he's been up all night doing something. And so that started. So I thought, well,
I can't give you the Sistine Chapel, but I can give you the bathroom in CBGB's.
Which
is what I think I did.
So I'll play the intro. Unfortunately, it's gonna be the whole intro, but it's pretty. If you haven't seen the new Indie Volt intro, here we go.
Play the whole intro anyway. It's hilarious.
The following program contains violence, disturbing imagery, nudity, and, oh my God, why are you even watching this? Just run away. This shit is going to give you nightmares. For real. The program is rated TV MA NSFW OMFG GAF TTV BYGAS. Why are you still here? Seriously, don't watch this. We can't warn you strongly enough. Do you need a doctor of some kind? What is the matter with you?
The difference is near. It's a revolt the masses will hear. In the vault, let the people cheer. In the vault, the blood, God's near.
Oh, that was funny.
It's funny. I like that.
You had me at that beginning with the with that. Oh my God, that intro from like the 70s, early 80s.
Yeah.
Randy told me to keep that. That was gonna be a one-time gag.
Oh no! That's perfect. Oh my God,
it is.
Really good. Yeah.
So I kept it in there because I thought it was going to be a one-time gag, and it's funny how many things on this station start as a one-time gag, and then we're like, no, we have to
And then they're
Keep doing it.
staples. They're there forever.
Right. Yeah. Well, Gorilla Milk is a sponsor.
It's actually going to be one of my books.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
But so Luke actually came up with the lyrics, and then I had another gentleman I hired to sing them. But you can still hear Luke in there. There's like the second, it's Indie Volt chorus line in there, or I guess kind of a chorus line. Luke is still in there at that point, and we both heard him. I'm like, Luke, do you hear yourself still in there? He's like, yeah, I think I do. I think that there's a. So yeah, I have to give him lyric credit and maybe even performance credit.
Well, I performed the music.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Right.
And yeah, he did that. Our stuff is all him, but he may have to get credited for some of the performance of his voices on there too.
But
I
you
won't
see-
give him a dime, but
But you
music,
see, writer of that letter who's wanting to offer $1,000 for IP. I mean, this is what you could be doing. You could be just collaborating with people and making cool intros and cool Kickstarter videos and just getting kind of like your name out there. And then it's like, and then
getting messages from me at 4 in the morning.
Right, exactly. And then Varian will contact you at 4 in the morning, needing a new intro video by 6 a.m.
It's so funny because most people that know me from comics don't know that I do music, and most people that know me from music don't know that I do comics. So it's kind of weird that that when those two worlds collide.
Yeah.
You can do those things. Two complete opposite interests in the same head.
Yeah.
You know how to play
Impossible.
guitar?
Yeah. It's the music is all and it was really quick too. I mean, he was like, Luke told me he was drinking coffee. He's like, okay. He performed it first. So I sent his performance to the guy who did the lyrics.
Yeah.
And who did the singing, and it was a really cool collaboration. And I sent that all back to Luke, and Luke put it all back together with the the mastering of the sound, and so that hybrid soundtrack is coming soon too, by the way.
It's obvious you scared it to death.
It was a nice break. I'd been doing so much work for comics and drawing. It was just a nice break to kind of get back into that again. And fortunately, I already had that was a song that I've had written for a while, not the lyrics, obviously, but the music, and I had it already recorded with my last band, and so they had already recorded drums and bass and keyboard. And I was like, hey, here's a really cool part of the song, and it gets to show off a little my guitar playing.
Yeah, and then that's just what you guys are seeing was just a quick sample of it, because there needs to be longer credits, because I forgot some people. Eric's not letting me live it down. He's like, you didn't put my face in there, Marion. I'm missing why. And so I got there's a cool.
Now all the regulars are mad at you.
Yeah.
Put Daphne in there.
Yeah.
Well, I'm usually not on the live wire shows. So.
Yeah. She's like, if I get an intro, I'll change that.
No, I don't mind. I'm usually not on that on the live.
And the next Geekgasm intro, you're gonna be on there though.
Okay, there you go. Yeah.
There's
I'll
a
do
cool
my
bass.
serious piece.
Yeah, there's a cool bass line he does though. At the end, it's a doo doo. It's really cool. It's cool. So that's gonna be in there next time. I can't let that bass line not go. Hybrids, The Killing Fields on Indiegogo. Go over there and check it out. You got
this book already.
Yeah, you got 20 days left. Get over there now. He'll make it. Guaranteed.
Oh yeah.
Also, the other book I'm gonna look at here. What do we have? There it is. Miss Lage.
Oh, hello. Yes. My beautiful children.
already funded.
Yes, already funded, and we broke the last sticker stretch goal. So now it's all about hitting 3,500 to unlock the exclusive print that everybody gets. If you back the digital level, you'll get a PDF of the print, and if you back a physical level, you'll get a signed print.
That's pretty cool. That's cool.
Okay.
Now, 1 second.
Yeah, let me
Indie Vote Radio, real quick before Daphne you getting that. This is from. I'm going to destroy your name. I am so sorry. Dilln Dylan. Hello. I am a big fan of indie comics and would like to know how come you guys don't make figures like Hot Toys. You can buy the materials yourselves and put the figures into your campaigns.
Well, it's because I don't have the time for it, but hold on, give me a minute. Give me a second. Give me a second.
Okay. Definitely come back with something. Maybe she also.
If you missed our Tall Tales campaign, you
Mhm.
missed this. So we had, so our last Tall Tales campaign, we did do we didn't do that. We've had this for a while. This is our Silverman figure. It's a little expensive. That's why we don't do this often.
Yeah, they're expensive.
And the learning curve on even making these yourself is tremendous. So yeah, it's not a popular thing because of that cost and time.
I had a couple of custom figures made a while back for my worst day ever thing, and so these were even expensive to have these little action figures done, and they were just I guess, really, to be honest, they were customized from existing, and as expensive as it was, this is not very good. It doesn't really look like the character.
Hold on.
This is a real thin paper. All right, so that's what the character should look like ish, with the thing, and this is what we wound up getting. Doesn't really look like he's wearing a hot dog. Kind of poorly done. I'm gonna try to hide. Hold on, I'm gonna try to hide the logo here so that you can't see who did this. So I'm not like busting their chops. But you can see this paper, like the backing board is like it's less than.
I understand.
I've got comic books with a higher quality.
I mean, because look, I mean, if there was like that's like the final, like right now, that's kind of like the holy grail of print on demand, is getting to a point where we could do action figures, on a regular, like the same way we could do full color comics now.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like, because if I could have action figures for everything, I would. Holy crap, I would. But yeah, it's still, we're still in that kind of like developmental phase where it's like, you have, it's still a little on the expensive side to be feasible for every campaign.
Sure.
We'll probably get there soon, though.
Yeah.
I'll show you guys this, and I know I'm kind of taking it. Like he mentioned the hot toys. Now,
Because look, I mean, it's like the hot toys are super expensive too, just to buy.
Yeah.
So it's like the amount of money. I mean, so and these are not, and these are not figures that cost like $1.50 to make either.
Right. Like so here, like these are licensed by the company to just, Now here's the thing, and I have a couple hot toys, and I have a couple in
There's a Rocket Raccoon that I regret never getting. It was from the first when the first Guardians came out in the orange suit, and it was like $500. I was like, oh, I don't know if I want to spend $500 on a Rocket Raccoon, and I kind of regret it.
Here's the thing about the hot toys, and it's not an endorsement. They're not a sponsor, but I got a couple hot toys, and I got a bunch of them here in different payment. They do payment arrangements. They do like, you can pay X amount a month until to pay it off and get the figure. I'm currently awaiting this Iron Man, which actually is getting ready to ship. You can make them. Sure, they sell the body types. They sell. I'm gonna get a Randy because they have a Obadiah Stane figure, and I'm like, I can turn that into Randy. And I'm gonna send them right next to my Stan Lee hot toy, which, by the way, went way up in value after Stan passed. Because nobody wanted them. They were like sitting around. I had I had ordered it, and then I had let the order slide because it was like, I'm not gonna get it. But then I found it at a Comic-Con, came home, I bought it, put it in my case. It was there for years, and then Stan Lee passing out. That particular figure is so hard to find and expensive when you do find it. But you could make these figures. But listen, the problem is, Dylan, is that we're really busy. So that means someone else has to do it.
Yeah.
And I think everybody here is a bit of a control freak. Every time you're a comic creator, especially indie comics.
That's for sure.
So you want to make sure you're always looking over, how is the content? How does it look? Are we making, is this figure right? And so if someone is shipping out poorly designed or poorly manufactured figures on your behalf, well, you end up looking bad. And then, the name that should not be meant. No, I'm okay. I said it. Ethan McIver. He made some coins, and he had to. Those coins did not go out and weren't to the quality that he hoped they were. And so what he did was he made sure everyone had their money refunded, and they can keep the coins, because what he was told would be shipped was not what the fans received.
Yeah, and that unfortunately that's an issue when you're dealing with a lot of Chinese companies too. I was reading an article about this a while ago. That's a huge issue, where it's like you get the prototype from one company and it looks really good, and then once you place your order, they go with another company that's less expensive. And it's like, so they do like a bait and switch, even to you, where so your prototype looks really good. I mean, because look, if I could get action figures of all these characters, I would. Trust me, this is not something I'm adverse to. But it's a time issue, it's a quality control issue, it's a money issue, definitely, because these even if you're hiring somebody to do like print on demand action figures using those printers. I'm blanking out on what those printers are called.
The 3D printer?
Yeah, the 3D printer. Thank you. It's still expensive. And to tell you the truth, I'm even surprised that anybody would be selling them through a Kickstarter. Because if I was spending that type of money to get them made, I wouldn't be selling them.
I do need an Ego Raven figure, though.
I would love it. I mean, I even toyed with doing one of those not the Bishonen statues. Is it Bishonen? I'm always confusing I think it's Bishonen statue, or is that the guys? But those those Japanese figures that DC was doing with all their characters for a while. I would have loved to have done something like that. But I mean, and I was thinking of sculpting it myself, but again, it's a time sink.
It is. And but I still need Ego Raven. So
so do I. Yes.
You guys need to make that happen immediately.
Right. Maybe a pillow.
The
I can't do a pillow right now.
The truth is, I'm losing money on those.
Yeah.
On those action figures for the 20 that I'm doing, I'm losing money on that a little bit, because I'm only charging for the action figure. I'm not incorporating the modeling, the 3D modeling that had to be done for it.
Right.
But I expect that, as I'm looking at other methods beyond even this guy, using the model that he created and working with another guy that has a bunch of printers, and he can manufacture them at a lower cost, so then I can sell them at a lower cost and then be able to make my money back on it. It's like with comics, it's a long game thing. But it's a start, and so these are going to be super collectible. There's 20 of these going to be made, so
but that's all you can do, right?
That's what I can do.
This book, Daphne, is what I love about your campaigns too, is that you're not in the middle of drawing the last page. You're not in the middle.
No. I have the proof right here.
Right. When you go to you put a book on Kickstarter or Indiegogo, wherever you choose to go, it's done.
Yeah. I think it's a little too dangerous to do a campaign when you're in the middle of the work. that you're tempting fate there, and I want to be able to end a campaign and send the book out to print, so it's like by the time the funds are released, the books are going out the next day, because I don't want people waiting. I want people to read my book. I don't want them waiting 3 years.
Right. I can appreciate that, because it's like with Ego Raven, the first one, I backed it and then I got it in the mail. Like it's like Amazon. Like,
well, it wasn't that quick, but it's.
Well, again, listen, some books I'm still waiting on. It's
But yeah, but that was the whole point. It's like I wanted people to get these books in their hands the second the campaign was over. And the only way you could do that is to have everything done and proofed by the time the campaign starts. So everything that you see here, it's ready to go. It's all ready to go. I have the files done. It's all, you're going to get them before the end of the month, or at the end of the month that the campaign finishes. So the campaign finishes in June 3rd, I think. So the idea is that I start shipping books that second week in June, so that by the end of June, everybody has their books. At latest, first week of July.
Right. That's. See, I get so jealous because you guys are able just to finish books, not me.
Well, it's scheduling. There's nothing special about it. It's just sitting down, doing the work, and making sure nobody bothers you, keeps distracting you to actually do that.
Now, you mentioned that you were surprised one of your covers actually is outselling the other.
Yes. It's like I am surprised, but I'm not surprised at the same time. So I have 2 special variants with this campaign, and I have this one, which is a variant cover done by My Little Pony artist Mary Bellamy. She does My Little Pony for, I think it's like IDW. And the other cover that I did, because it got such a reaction on Facebook and Instagram, is the nude cover that I put the piece up. It's not that I did it as a goof. I actually was thinking of what to do with it. And like I said, it got such a reaction. It's like, you know what? It's like, let me put it on a cover and see what happens. And yeah, it's selling pretty well. So yeah, I do have a nude cover for those of you who are into that sort of thing. And not only that, I have 4 versions of it.
That's the action figure.
Yeah, right. Yeah. No, for real. Really. That'll be the Bishonen statue. Or the body pillow. So I have the regular version, and then I have a virgin cover, which I find really funny because it's a virgin cover of a unicorn comic. And then I have the silver line art version, very shiny. And then I have the rainbow hollow foil version. But like all the variants come in those different flavors, as to say. And yeah, and it's like, so we still have to, with my campaign, we still have to do the backer, the backer goal, where at 134 backers, we unlock a raffle for this original piece. So we met all so everyone's getting stickers, which I'm very happy for, because it's like, I love these stickers, and I want to send them out and get them done. And now we're on, now it's like, we just have to meet the $3,500 goal, where everybody gets this print. Even the digital levels will get a PDF of it, and the physical levels will get a signed version of that print. So that's the last maybe stretch goal for now. Yeah. Maybe. I might have one after this, depending on how we go in the next 20 days, but we'll see. Let's hit this one first.
You guys got a couple days left to get in on good old Ego Raven.
Yeah, this one. Let's see. That's the problem with having so many levels. It takes a while to scroll. So we have 20 days to go. On it. 69 backers.
Nice. And funded in 3 hours.
Yeah, that was a crazy live stream. Yeah.
Yeah, went over on backer shots, yeah. And that was
yeah, we broke another stretch goal on backer shots. So,
broke Lola too.
Thank you. Right, yeah. She ended up with a hangover. Yeah. But you know what? It's all for a good cause, and I just want to thank everybody for supporting the book the way you're doing. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a good book. I enjoyed the first issue.
Thank you. And it's also available through Liberty Distribution if you are a retailer interested in carrying this book. So thank you.
I need a bag or something so I can do what Randy does.
You need a bell.
Nobody
I have a little
can do
bike
what
bell.
I do.
Yeah, I bought a little bike bell that I wear on my finger sometime if Randy's not around. But I don't know where it keeps moving off my desk. I don't know where it
Sounds like a little bike bell too.
Yeah. Yeah, mine is.
This is motel quality right there.
Yeah. I used to have a I remember when I first started oh gosh, it was Last Call. And we're gonna be renegade. We're gonna be out there having fun. And I took an air horn to the con.
Oh no.
Every time we made a sale, I would squeeze the air horn.
Oh.
And your neighbors hate you.
Yeah, they do. They do. Yeah. The con hates you.
Yeah. I ended up giving it to a kid.
Oh, like, thanks.
Like here, you can have it, and get him walk around the con. Like I did that.
We had a cowbell too.
Do we have a cowbell?
We had one at one point. It was green.
I have two of them here.
Yeah. Edwin in the chat says, "Hail, peeps, hail, Edwin."
Oh, hail,
Edwin the Ace.
Edwin the Ace.
And now that other bubble.
We all know the world. We all know the world needs more cowbell.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. More cowbell. More. Here it is. The Indie Vault. Oh, there you go.
Cowbell.
Nice.
The Indie Vault Revolt Sequential Art Collection. Sequential art. People are like, what is that?
What is what?
What is sequential art?
Oh, that's fine. If you don't know what it is, well, if you don't know what sequential art is, maybe. No, never.
Don't ever do that again, Randy. Don't sound like that. See your creepy voices.
Stick with the sexy voices, Randy.
If you don't like sequential art. Anyway.
What is that? Like, is that like a comic book?
What is it?
Yeah.
Oh God, no!
It's a polite way of not saying comic book anthology, because for whatever reason that term seems to have a negative connotation with a lot of the people in the industry. This is a sequential art collection. These are people that are regular contributors or visitors to the Indie Vault podcast. Back we were over a year old when we started talking about doing a collection like this, because we have such a worldwide reach where we're reaching tens of thousands of people all over the world who just hear us on the radio. They have no idea, for one, what we look like, and for two, the type of work that we do. Well, here's an example to get a book of a sampling of the work that the people that are on the podcast do. I mean, Glenn Fleming is in here, and he's just about every other Sunday Funnies. He's on the air. Russ has been in numerous times. Luke's in the book. Daphne's in the book. Everybody's in the book except Varian. So.
He's too busy running his empire.
Yeah.
We have, and there's people in the chat that you see all the time, like Jake Twister and Empyrean Vole. And both of those, Marv, all of those people have stories in this book, and it's a great selection of black and white stories. The majority of them are meant to be in black and white, fine line work, just some unbelievable work. We have and there's so many little extras that we've never gotten around to talking about the quality of the work. This is the first, probably one of the first outside stories that Daphne's done.
Yes.
Because I just mentioned offhand, hey, if you want to do this old character from Tales from the Anniversary, if you want to do a story on that, go ahead. And she's like, oh, okay. Yeah. So she not only did that, but sent 2 art pieces, and had JD Calderon write a whole 8-page story, and it's phenomenal, and it's in there. Well, the at the same time that we were prepping the Revolt, one of the founding members of Arrow Comics passed away, Ralph of Ralph and Stu fame, and we still miss him dearly. But before he departed the planet, he sat and scripted a Retro Ram story, also from Tales from the Anniversary. And we had a group of the old Arrow guys get together and finish that story off. Mm-hmm. I mean, Stu went through and scripted it. Mark Bloodworth went through and did breakdowns. Jason Moore went through and did finishes on it. And then Vince Locke did a great little portrait of Ralph that's a memorial for him at the end of that story. Mm-hmm. And we don't talk about the cool stories that are in this book enough because, you know, obviously there haven't been enough backers that have picked up the book, and my time's been so limited. I haven't been able to get out there and promote this thing right. Russ has got a story in here in black and white featuring the character War from Only Death Can Save Us. Eric Hodson contributed a story that's the secret origin of the dreaded Dinosaur Man, which is a big strip that he does over on Webtoons and Tapas. And you want to know how that character came about? You need to pick up this book because that story is not going to be anywhere else.
Yeah, and you know the other thing is to watch this campaign come together. I had nothing to do with it. However, I will say this: a lot of people don't know is there is technically a secret cameo for me in this book. There's a secret cameo. I'm actually on every cover. Who do you think drew that Indigo fist?
There you go. There you go.
There you go. Yeah.
I'm on the cover of every book, which is where I should be. I deserve no less than the cover of everyone's book.
There you are. Yeah. And we had so many great cover pieces come in that instead of offering 4 variant versions of the book, I decided to make the book a flip book, much to Varian's dismay, where you're going to go in halfway into the book with one great front cover, and then you're going to flip the book over and go in again with another front cover. We have 2 different cover sets. You have Russ's cover there along with Daphne's mischievous cover. Then you have the Jetpack Girl. We might as well call her Ginger Star at this point. The Jetpack Girl cover there that was done by Chris Skelf. And he's somebody that we've never had on the program, but he has listened to the show from time to time. He's usually incredibly busy doing storyboard work for commercials and advertising clients and that. And he's also done miniseries for Dark Horse for Star Wars and done a few covers for quite a few covers for G-Fan because he's a big Godzilla fan. And we were talking about doing this character a while back, and he popped this cover out. You know, what do you think of this? And I'm like, well, it's amazing, you know. So I had the chance to reprint it here, and that's what we did. And then on the other side of Jetpack Girl, we have a special retro Ram cover that Mark Bloodworth laid out, Jason Moore finished, and we had Chris Hall, who's a big colorist over at Xenoscope, come through and do the finishing colors on it. And it's really incredibly bright. You need to go in and take a look at the campaign to see some samples of the work, and the covers are also posted there. So we have only 2 cover sets so that we're not overloading you with a bunch of variant covers. So there's only 2 versions of the book. The interiors of those books are both going to be the same, but it's going to, at this point, it looks like it's going to be about 140 pages when it's all done. And it'll be a nice, thick book, graphic novel size that, will be print on demand. It'll be 60-pound stock interior, nice bright white paper in order to make the black and white and the gray tones pop real well. And then you get these great covers on the outside with a gloss finish on the covers.
$2,255. And Randy,
far.
You might remember when we first launched the campaign. I was even though it's got the Indie Vault name, I was like, well, I don't know, like, you know how I am. Like, I barely mention my own stuff. I feel like Indie Vault is for me to talk about everybody else's work and not to push my own. So I always felt dirty pushing this book because I'm like, it's got the Indie Vault name on it. Man, I don't want to use, like the platform just to be pushing our stuff all the time, even though.
But again, like I said, this is a great way for folks to see all in one place the talent level that comes through on this podcast.
Yeah.
And and the list of people that are in there are long. There's no way, it would take us another 5 minutes to go through and list everybody and to talk about their credits and take another 5 to 10 minutes. There's a lot of people. There's at least 17 stories in the book. A wide variety of genres, a lot of fun. It's just a good, solid book.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to it. And there's it's a black and white book. All those stories too. I know that you went. These are original stories.
Yes.
These aren't like stories that we ask people to, go back and, hey, do me a favor, give me that. I think there's only one story in there that
well, there are a couple stories that have been around for a while that have never been printed. Like I've got a 4-page Spank the Monkey story in there I've had since the 90s, but I thought it was good and needed to be put in this book.
Yeah, so this wasn't a book that like.
It also addresses our independent publishing nightmare. Anybody who's been an independent publisher or an alternative publisher for 10, 12 years will definitely associate very closely with that story.
That tells you something when a cartoon from the 90s is relevant today.
Yeah.
The year of our Lord 2021.
I just normally I'm the first person that did get a black and white book, but it's a black and white, it's a flip book. Randy at least didn't put it on newsprint, but he knew I wouldn't.
No, I would never put that on newsprint.
Yeah.
No.
He knew I would have been crying.
Well, I printed Arrow Anthology back when we did Arrow Comics 3.0, and it went okay for a couple of issues, and then it kind of just lead ballooned and the numbers dropped through the floor. But this is different. The quality of stories in this are incredibly high. You won't believe how cool the stories are in this book.
Yeah, you're gonna want this book because it's not like there's no in demand. When the campaign closes, it's done.
There's 3 days left. There's so much else that I'm doing as far as getting Arrow Comics off the ground, getting ready for more products, because Luke is only 1 out of 4 books a month, hybrids, that we're going to be doing as Arrow Comics. So I'm prepping print files right now for books that are coming out in August and September. And I want to keep that rhythm going. So I need to free up my time as quickly as possible. So Revolt will not go into on demand. This book is, once the numbers are done, they're done. We'll print the book and get them out to you as quickly as we possibly can. I've got the print file already in the computer, about 90% completed, a little bit of production work, maybe 1 or 2 last minute stories. If we get more backers, every 25 backers we get, I promise we'll add another 10 pages to this. So we get another up to 75. What is that? 14, 15 backers, 16 backers, another 16 backers, another 10 pages, another 25 backers after that, another 10 pages. And then you're looking at 150 pages in that book.
Mm-hmm. Gonna be a big one.
It's gonna be a nice big one. Yeah.
Nice big one.
Nice big one. Yes. Just the thing for Geekgasm.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
Nice big one.
Luke.
Yeah. Luke, where can our listeners find you, sir?
Go to lukestonestudios.com. Again, that's Luke Stone Studios with an S on the end.com. And you can find my YouTube over there. I do have a show that goes live at 8 p.m. on Tuesday nights, and we end right before the live wire starts over here on the Indie Vault Network. You can find a link to my latest campaign, so you can check that out. Join the mailing list and also back that book. And then you can also find my links to social media and all of that good stuff. So go over to lukestonestudios.com and you can find me right there.
Mr. Zim.
Hey, everybody. You can find me over on Facebook under Randy Zimmerman, where I've been getting a lot of friend requests lately from all over the place, having to weed through and find. If I've deleted your request, it's because I thought you were spam. You need to throw something comic book oriented up there and refriend me. If you're interested in friending me over on Facebook. On Twitter, you can find me under Randy Zim. Also, there's a Arrow Comics 4.0 page over on Facebook where we're posting a lot of artwork as it becomes available. And I can announce here tonight, we will be having a Twitter page for Arrow Comics up as soon as we can get it there, and an Instagram page for Arrow Comics as well is on the way. Plus, we have a channel over on YouTube for Arrow Comics 4.0, where we're going to be putting all of our promotional videos and maybe 1 or 2 opinionated videos over there from me if I get spirited enough to film it and put it up there. So other than that, do look at the Indiegogo campaign. Get ready for August because it's going to be crazy. We're going to be doing 4 books a month for the direct market, and we hope the retailers will enjoy it enough to show it around. So going to be good. And those books, by the way, will also be available through Liberty Distribution.
Yeah, cool. I'm sorry. I just got a new piece of art that I just fell in love with. Sorry.
Anything you can show, or is it porn?
No. I can probably show it. Hold on. Give me a second. Let me.
If you're in love with it, we want to see it.
Okay. Give me a second. Okay. Yeah. I can do it this way. Because my computer decided it was going to sign me out of.
It just told you, F no.
Yeah, my computer said it was like I'm going to sign you out of.
You want everybody to
Lola,
look
can
at
you
that?
download that and put that in the files over there? In the in the StreamYard pictures, yeah. I sent it to you because my computer, I cleared my cache today, and then it decided that it needed to take all my passwords out.
Talk about lore while I'm doing that.
No,
I cleared my cache today, but it was for T-shirts.
Daphne, where can you be found?
Well, I can be found at egoworks.com. Yeah, that's my main portfolio site where you can find links to all my galleries and social media. But mostly I post on Facebook if you are into seeing sketches and current work in progress updates, and YouTube for somewhat weekly live streams, mostly on Wednesdays. You can also you can also follow the links to allpointonline.com, it's PIILS, and read the first 20 issues of Tall Tales for free. And don't forget to sign up for our monthly newsletter, where you'll not only get free comic PDFs for signing up, but regular updates about our current and upcoming crowdfunding campaigns. And just for Lola, if you're on egoworks.com, for a little something for everybody, you can also head on over to my Fur Affinity account, where you see the exclusive uncensored gallery of House of Bob, so you can see all my fabulous furry porn in all its glory.
Is that all your furry porn?
No, it's not. It's not all of them. No, I'm still updating. I'm slowly updating it. It's a lot to upload.
You guys know that I'm the owner of Liberty Entertainment Distribution Group. Anybody listening? Yes, I own that, and I'm in the middle of starting a new ad campaign. And Belle is the mascot over there, and I encourage all artists to draw Belle.
Yeah, I owe Varian a Belle. Yes.
Yeah, and so I had this idea because there's a lot of people popping up, and they're doing their own, they're doing distribution companies, and Liberty was something that I started 5 years ago, trying to put together, and building it up so it doesn't run like other distribution companies. So we got this new ad campaign we're running, and I just got art for it, and it's based on the meme, the Captain America sitting in the chair meme.
Oh no!
And so here it is, and I got the art back from the artist, which I just talked to about it, literally like 3 hours ago, and he's like, "Is this good?" And
so you've decided you want to carry independent comics in your store,
and she's gorgeous, and I'm like, bro, this is that's 3 hours, by the way. 3 hours. Not let out the park, so I just fell in love with that art.
There you go.
To see Belle. Her name was almost Libby, and to another comic book company said, comic. They were very nice about telling me, no.
Right. Yeah.
Her name became Belle very quickly.
There you
go. Liberty Belle, get it?
Yes. And mind you, it took me a while to get that. I didn't pay attention until I was like, I got to draw this character, Belle, for Liberty. Wait. Gosh, damn it.
I see what you did there. That's never.
Yeah. Randy drew a Belle, but he won't let me show it.
No, it's terrible. I got to redraw it.
When I do my warm-ups tomorrow, I might draw Belle for you.
There you go.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. We put her on. You never know when she'll show up. Eric drew a Belle. She ended up on the back of the. We do custom backers when we send comics out. We our boards are custom, and that Belle ended up there. Day Supreme did a Belle. It ended up in some advertising. So your Bells will be around. They'll be used.
They'll get around.
Yeah. They'll get around. Thank you guys for being here. Don't forget to go back lore on Indiegogo.
Did you get to talk about that?
She did, didn't you? Or was that on your other show?
That was on my other show.
Oh, well, yeah, no one
You
cares.
need
at
to
this point.
show that. You need to show that.
Yeah, just really quick. Just really quick.
Do you have it pulled up, Lola?
No.
Well, you wait, stop. Don't you go click the button on your
Oh, wait a
stream
minute.
deck.
Did Luke give his website and stuff?
Yeah.
Get it?
Yeah.
He did. Okay, yeah.
I just
we
got.
were just on a previous show.
Yeah.
I was going to say I just got long-winded, so you forgot it. Sorry.
Lola,
It
did you
went
click
on
the
and
button on
on.
your stream deck? The lower button?
No, I got it pulled up.
You silly goose. I make
Pull it
all this
up.
stuff super
Pull it
easy
up.
for you, and then you
Pull it.
besmirch me.
Besmirched.
I besmirched.
Better to be
Besmirched.
besmirched than besmirfed.
Napped.
That's a fetish.
Don't be napped.
Don't even want to go there.
Oh, by the way, they released Gummy Bear, the old cartoon. They released they released Funko Pops of them. I've
It's
got
so
a problem.
Oh yeah, I saw. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a problem. I'm like,
Are they
Gummy Bear
sugarless?
Pops.
Yeah.
I love those characters.
Are they sugarless?
No. Lore, there it is. Indiegogo. It's from the Indie Princess. Her first comic that she's created. She's been publishing for over 10 years, but now she's throwing her hat in the creator ring, and here we go. Lore is a story about a couple, Zach and Chastity, who are into the swinging lifestyle. They in this particular story, they want to go to the WrestleMania of swinger parties. And you have to be noticed. You have to be invited. You know, it's like the Oscars. They have to notice you do exemplary work.
Yes,
And,
your performance.
Yeah.
Not
And,
that performance.
and they get involved. They get invited to this party called Lore. And Lore.
All
Sorry.
hell
And,
breaks loose.
yeah, all hell breaks loose. They found out they didn't want that invitation. They shouldn't have taken it. It is
literally be careful what you wish for.
Yeah. It's Eyes Wide Shut meets Saw. There's a lot of layers. I told Lola it's an onion story. It's just layer upon layer. There's even stuff that's gonna really upset Luke in there because there's like where Lola was telling,
more upsetting than the questions we had today.
oh, much more upsetting. Like there's stuff in there that we like thematically we put in there, and I told Lola you have to do this. You should do this. You should do that, and she was like, okay, yeah. And then we started talking about the story, and I started asking her questions. And she's like, I didn't think about that, but I think I did do that because, like, there's stuff in there that's like the characters.
He's read the whole script, so he knows the whole story. Daphne knows 10 pages of it.
Yes, I didn't want to ruin it for me, so I didn't want to ruin it for myself. But I still want to read the book.
There's Chastity. Her middle name is a historical character, a historical person. Her husband has the middle name of a historical person. So when you're looking at it, you're like, are they doing this? Is it really where this is going? Some of these characters have names that you're gonna be like, oh, this is kind of like almost
subtext.
Some subtext and reimagining. This is really interesting. So yeah, go check out Lore over Indiegogo. It's got 18 days left. But
then we'll go in demand until it's 100% complete, which won't be long.
Yeah, because she gave herself a lot of time to get it printed and shipped, but she won't need that much. So that way, you like a hero, you book it out.
I wanted to give myself a lot of time just in case there was any hiccups, but
exactly.
Everything's going along faster than I thought. Honestly, it's going really good.
Mm-hmm. There it is, Lord. Go over there. She's got a lot of tiers. If you look at the Lola, can you scroll? Or is that me? Am I sharing?
No, it's me.
Okay. If you scroll down, there are she's everybody's getting a special trading card, I believe.
The first 50 backers. So there's still time to get that.
Yep. There's a sticker pack. There's a print there by Daphne Lage. And which everyone's like, ooh, I gotta get a hold of that. And there's the cover. The first cover. That's the cover that the basic cover. There's also a Lola wraparound cover. What else do you got, Lola?
There's some pages.
Yeah, pages from the book. You go pop over to the campaign, you can check out all the pages. We're a little shy about showing them here on social
The
media,
ring,
but
yeah.
The ring.
which play a part in the comic. The bad one of the bad guys, he has that ring. You'll find out more about that. It's that immersion that what do they call it during the second Batman movie, where that one company did a lot of good work bridging the gap between reality and that movie. It was really cool, but we've kind of taken that idea and gone one step further with it.
Augmented, but augmented reality is more like for cell phones and stuff.
There was like things going on,
Yeah.
like it was like promotional. I forgot the term they used, but this company went above and beyond to make you feel like you were part of the.
Right.
They did these weekly newscasts, and I remember getting this package, this little white package, viral marketing they called it.
Oh, okay, right, yeah.
I got this little white package that was it was a Batman keychain. It said "Citizens for Batman," and in it was this little letter. It was typed, but it was torn, and you could tell it was hand torn. And it was from this guy. And then about maybe 2 weeks later, and this is like maybe 2 days before the movie come out, it was the guy's wife saying, "Hey, I'm mailing everyone because I haven't seen him. Has anyone, seen my husband? I know that he was saying things are getting weird and blah, blah, blah." And you could go to the Harvey Dent fundraiser. They actually took over Michigan State. They went around the country and did this. But the funny thing was that character in the movie shows up. He's the guy who the Joker hangs and throws his body, hits the mayor's window. It scares the shit out of you if you're not expecting it. And it's in The Dark Knight. And that was the character. This is the guy that you've been corresponding with. And it was really cool. It's like, I know that guy.
I knew that guy.
yeah, I knew that guy. Yeah. So, there's the key that the characters, it's important to the story, that key. You can get that. Now you could use it as a bottle opener, but that is the actual key from the comic. She's got a couple of stretch goals here that are still locked.
Yeah.
There's a sticker, an enamel pin, a foil wrapper, a lure patch, a lure trading card. Lola, I kind of wish you did that based on backers and not a dollar amount.
Next time.
It could have worked either way, Yeah.
Yeah, but the holographic sticker, she's almost to that one. I was hoping that the foil wrapper condoms will become available, but it's not gonna happen. I don't think. I don't know.
You could always do it for issue 2.
But you are going in demand, so who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
There are T-shirts, Shocker Comics, and Lure. T-shirts, and then the Fetishes A to Z book. Now it's an alphabet book for adults. Stop scrolling. Go up. So yeah, there it is. A to Z is a fetish book, but it's they take a letter from each alphabet. From the alphabet, each letter gets its own fetish. So A is alcophilia. I don't figure out what B is. People normally ask her on the spot. She knows. I don't.
B is balloons.
Balloons. So yeah, each has been drawn by a different artist. I did the cover, and I got a piece in there. I think I got N, which was racist. But it's like of all the letters I get in.
No,
really.
because you like legs, and I figured nylons would fit you.
Yeah, so I got to do that one, and that was cool. And I did the cover very hastily. I did the cover, and then I did the cover for both add-on books. Technically, I did the cover to the Lola wraparound cover. I took that picture, so yeah.
Yeah.
You can scroll down now. I did the piece by Jason Doobie. That'll appear in the fetish book as well. That's actually a picture of Lola. And then keep scrolling.
There's
Daphne Lage's Zentai.
Yes, Zentai. Yes. I learned something new that day.
She said people are sick. That's what she learned. Unsolicited.
I knew that already.
Lola's taking all of the unsolicited pictures she received from men who are like, "Hey,
28 of them. I have more than that."
yeah. She's received.
We have the Encyclopedia Britannica of penises.
Yeah, and she's made a book out of it. So she's taken these pictures, and she's made a book out of it. Now, there's going to be no identifying marks, no names of these individuals, but she's like, hey, you know what? If you want to see 28 of, want to pick a pecker, you can definitely do so by, and then people tell me, I don't know if I want a book full of penises, Mary. And it's like, well, no, but I guarantee someone in your family does.
Yeah.
You got a perverted aunt or uncle,
Look
Or,
at Luke's face.
It's good for bachelorette parties.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's a bachelorette gift.
Yeah. Cover done by me as well.
And that cover is sold out.
That cover,
one-
the original art did sell, yeah.
That one went pretty quick.
Yeah. Sorry. And then there's the team,
There's
Lola and
the-
Dave. Yeah, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
There, I did it. Now, where can you found out, Lola?
I am everywhere, so the best way to track me down is go to Linktree indie_princess, and you can find all my links there. And Pops wants to know if you were having fun, Luke.
I'm not well. Yeah, I'm having a good time, but it's always fun to get outside of your comfort zone, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a mild show comparatively.
It really is. Yeah. I was on one show where I don't know that they knew what I did for a day job, and they never once talked about my book.
Oh, no.
But they showed videos and did commentary on some of the most. I mean, we can't talk about it. We can't
Right,
talk about
yeah.
it. I was, yeah. I honestly, I didn't know some of that stuff existed in the world, and I mean, it took a couple days to recover from that
one.
But we are way after.
Yeah,
we've hit a record length.
Yeah,
lots to talk about. Awesome books to show.
We went long and uncut.
Long and uncensored.
Yeah.
Uncut, uncensored, and raw.
Oh, gross. We raw dog this episode. What was that Dane Cook said? If you meet a young lady who's like, let's go raw dog, you don't want no. Right. Women don't say that.
No.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you for being here. It's been another episode.
Varian, Daphne, and myself will be back tomorrow morning if Varian sets his alarm right for the breakfast buzz at 9 a.m.
Yeah, well, we'll have Nina with us. My Facebook closed me out, so I gotta make sure I can get back.
I think you have somebody else too.
I
have to check my schedule, but I think you have somebody else also.
I'm excited to get Nina on there because she's from Italy and she doesn't. She's been kicking ass with her campaign lately. I'm finally back on Facebook. Great. All right. Sweet. So, we'll see you guys tomorrow morning at 9 a.m.
Yeah.
Randy, Daphne, and myself.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a good show. Make sure you tune in and check it out.
Yes.
All right.
Good night, guys.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Have a good night, everyone.
Okay, they're talking about fictional characters. Fictional characters. Am I getting through to you at all?